Hello Pisces, happy birthday, happy solar return for the you Pisces, the one that are coming and the one that were in the past there since the 21st. May everything you need be on your path. And yes, all my wishes and my love. Mwah. Happy birthday. And so, as we begin the month, I meditated on your energy so that I can pull your tarot and what Spirit wanted to talk to you about. The first two cards that came up, I have the Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Sword in reverse. It's nice to see the Wheel of Fortune on a Knight of Sword in reverse because this talks about, for some of you, maybe you've had harsh communications or that communication came from you. Okay. And here, the Wheel of Fortune is kind of saying, oh, I understand something about this. If this is my inner talk, it's really within myself. The Knight of Swords, all the knights are in the heart chakra. So that means it comes from here. It's a truth that went from my throat to my heart. And it's in reverse, that means it hurts. It doesn't mean it's a truth. It's based on experiences, emotions. It's got an emotional backup, that's for sure. But is it the truth? No, not when it's in reverse like that. So, old lies that we believe. Under that, I have the Seven of Swords. So, it's understandable that this Knight of Sword is a sabotaging, disempowering energy. And when we talk about a disempowering energy, there's two kinds of disempowering. Because, yes, some people will see this as the strategist. But if you need to go steal the weapons of your opponent during the night, it's because you are sure that you cannot win on a fair fight. You have to develop that strategy. So there's the disempowering belief. And in another way, it's also sabotage because sometimes it is when we're going to rob ourselves of the confrontations, the lessons, the challenges that would mold us, grow us, confront us. And so there's another way of disempowering because we're sure we don't have what it takes to face it. And when it is done to us, it's when we're robbed of our power. All of a sudden, because of somebody's opinion, the way they're talking to us or whatever, we feel completely désemparé, powerless. Okay, like we don't have the means to answer, to come back to whatever. We're left empty-handed, kind of thing. So there's something about this that you're understanding right at the beginning of the month here, Pisces, because the Wheel of Fortune is right there. During the month, this probably is going to be the process of understanding this. We have a very hectic month anyway because we have the full moon in Virgo around the 13th, 14th, full moon with an eclipse, a moon eclipse. So that means, the light will be shed on the Virgo side. So that means on our discernment, on how we analyze things, in our habits, in our daily life, in our body, even. Okay? Light will be shed on this. How do I disempower myself on these levels? The Virgo is also the critical part of us that discerns the discernment part. But sometimes it is crooked when we have, old wounds that are not rational or anything like that. It will come and influence our discernment about our worth, our value, what we can accomplish, and so on. So this mid-month might put you in a kind of reflective, okay? I'm looking at what I've invested until now, and I'm not seeing right away how I can make things different or how I can do things differently. But I'm in the process of revisiting what I've invested in. And of course, there's going to be a lot of revisiting because we have Mercury and Virgo that are going to be retrograding also this month. And they're going to go in Pisces after that lunar eclipse. They're going to retrograde all the way back to Pisces. So that's going to go and revisit old emotional ties, and how was our fire, our I am in there? What did we understand of it, Mercury? And I am, because we're in Aries season, revisiting. And I think you're going to go deep into this. Under that is Six of Cup and Five of Cup. So here we have, I'm analyzing, I'm looking at this, very airy seasons. We have wands here. And I'm not still, maybe not ready to pick a side. Okay, there's still information missing between my sadnesses, my grieving, the things, maybe that I felt robbed from, that I invested myself emotionally in, or that had an emotional impact. And the Six of Cup, which is that free-flowing, purified white flowers. So that means there's no more sadness. The way I bring my emotions, or that I receive vibrations in my waters, they're not being transformed right away by my old losses and if I've been betrayed, if I've, that gives me the feeling of defenselessness or powerlessness, something like that. But at the end of the month, here we have a reveal. And at the end of the month, of course, we're going to have the new moon in Aries. And there we have a solar eclipse. So 2 eclipses during the month. And that solar eclipse is really going to be that kind of resetting of your I am. So this is really, we're going to see a lot of shifts of, let's say, looking at, because when you define yourself, you also define where you're aiming, where you're going, what's your reality about, how you're interacting with people, and so on. So this new moon and solar eclipse is actually going to help shift some things. There's a reveal, there's a new beginning, a new potential, because there's an understanding. And here, that seed is taken right away. We have 2 pages. Big transformation for you, Pisces. Bottom of the deck, I have death. There's the, you understand something, you analyze it, you retrograde it during the month, and at the end of the month, there is your new beginning. So, a beautiful transition here. So let's clarify this. I call upon the divine. I call upon the light. I call upon the Holy Spirit. Help me clarify this reading for Pisces for the month of March 2024. And of course, we're going to have the spring equinox, and Easter, Passover, and all of these celebrations that mark this new beginning of life. Okay. Oh, all right. Wheel of Fortune, Wheel of Fortune. So, but here it's in reverse. So probably it was in reverse because look at you. You were in reverse. And that's due to a lot of this that destabilizes us. Our King of Cups is how we're able to ground ourselves emotionally. That Virgo moon is going to help us show how grounded, where's your security here? And if there are things that come and play with that security, it's going to come up to the surface. And here, what used to, let's say, turn in an opposite way will be able to switch. Let's look at that Seven of Swords. Something that used to, here, Knight of Swords in reverse. Knight of Swords in reverse. Maybe from Emperor in reverse. What finally, and the Emperor in reverse, that can be your father figure. That can be, somebody strong, a strong masculine in your life, but it is also your own divine masculine, your own left brain. How do you speak to yourself? How do you back yourself up? How do you support yourself? How do you go for your dreams? All of this. And you learned it somewhere. You often learned it from your father or whatever. But here we have the Six of Swords, and that is what is going to actually move the Wheel of Fortune upright. You are turning the page on this. You're turning the page on, you know what? This, how it used, these beliefs in my heart, how they used to destabilize my waters, because these swords in reverse, of course, they're going to make the waves, and, I'm being shoved all the time emotionally. And I don't see, since I believe these lies, I don't see how I can, go past it. The Six of Swords is the solution, because the Six of Swords is the capacity to give back the lie to whom it belongs. Give back the collateral damage to whom it belongs. That's the real forgiving. You're not purifying the person that hurt you. You're not purifying the Emperor in reverse. You're just dissociating yourself with the effects of that. I'm not there anymore. Do I follow suit? Do I continue to treat myself this way? Speak to myself this way? Allow the pain of this within me because it's my truth? Or do I ask my masculine to take my inner feminine and my inner child, use my willpower to push myself away from this to the next shore? All right, let's look at that Two of Wands in reverse with the Seven of Pentacles. Very spiritual this month. So that reflection, that, how he's reflecting, looking at what came out, the fruits that came out of his past efforts and engagements. You're going to have a nice conversation here with your High Priestess, and it's with the Chariot. So what's my aspiration? What's my North Star? Okay? Where am I aiming in life? So these are probably going to be the questions that your soul is going to push you to make a decision here. Oops, Six of Cups, that was quick. Six of Cups and Five of Cups. I have the Seven of Wands, King of Swords in reverse. There's the lie. That puts you more in a defensive, probably attacked, probably creating this defensive mode from the Seven of Swords. These are two sevens. It's very pushing you to mastery. And the Chariot was a 7 also. All right, let's look at the Moon. Who's driving? Life, events, my father, my ex, or me? Who's driving? Here with the moon, the moon in reverse and the Ace of Pentacle, I have a Page of Wands. That's going to join our two little page here. So 3 pages at the end here. It's with the Four of Cups. So, and that's probably what the moon is going to try and reveal to you. Probably in that Aries. Aries is going to push us to move into action. Aries season. Things are starting. Where am I putting my fire? Am I going to just sit and close myself up into the realms of possibilities of what has already been? That's the Four of Cups. I look at what has already been manifested. The cups on the floor. The waters, the vibrations of waters that have already been grounded. And thinking that's all there is. So if we look at these 3 cups on the floor, he's looking at these 3 cups dropped. He's looking at the 3 cups on the floor. And that is when what we're focusing on is the only thing that will grow. What we focus on will grow. It's what, for us, is our only truth and source of possibilities. It reduces it to it. So, of course, our intention, our energy, our focus, our authenticity, the moment that is what is being grounded, that is what is going to appear on the other side. The moon here is revealing this to you. This guy is going to create something new. This guy is going to create the same old crap. Here we have an Ace of Pentacles, something new. So we better take it. We better release what was restraining us, removing our power to mentally project us somewhere else. Page of Sword, Page of Pentacle. All right. So, strength. Strength on Temperance here in reverse. So maybe some of you will not have finished, because here I have the Nine of Cups. Maybe the transformation will continue a little bit in April for some of you, so that you can be completely receptive to new vibration, to that cup that you cannot see. Okay? If you start seeing yourself like limiting what is possible to you. Four of Cups, it's like, oh, I've been invited somewhere, or somebody talked to me about a project, and I would be like, been there, done that. No, I already know it's not for me. When we have the Four of Cups that comes in our deck, in our spread, sorry, it's in all decks, but that comes up in our spread, we have to push ourselves to expand. We will have to put that extra willpower. Maybe that's why the Page of Wands was with it. Because here, I'm going to have to rise above the lion that's convinced that nothing new will come up for us. That we don't have what it takes to make it happen. All of this. The lion is convinced. It is your higher self. It is your receptive feminine that is willing to receive something it doesn't know, that is going to be able to convince it, charm it, like, okay, let me drive. Rise above our conditioning. And this is a conditioning that you've received. The Temperance at one point is going to go back up. Temperance is, Jupiter. It's your core beliefs. So this is really changing. It's the premise of changing a core belief. And Jupiter's going to expand whatever you believe. He's not going to judge you and saying, well, that's not good for you, Pisces. I won't expand that. No, he's going to expand it anyway. A bit like Midas. Oh, touch the castle, it's gold, it's great. Touch my child, oh, it's gold, it's dead. Jupiter does not judge in that sense, but it's going to expand what you believe. That's why it asks us to, spread ourselves outside of what we've known, outside of our comfort zone. It's not outside of your comfort zone for your higher self. It's outside of your comfort zone for the lion, because he doesn't have any reference to it. And he's afraid of it. It's going to take strength. So it's the beginning of a transformation. I'm going to call it like this because I think that for some of you, the transformation will be this month because, this is general. But it's a huge shift. So the beginning of a huge shift. That's going to be the title of your video, my beautiful Pisces. So on that, thank you for watching, sharing, and all of that. Don't forget that, if you want a reading, if you want the book, if you want the tarot course, you all go on mysticwitchtarot.com. It's all on there. And thank you for the ones of you who gave donations. It helps more than you think. And on the new moon and full moon, I ask the divine to give you back in the shape that is the most beneficial for you. So it's going to be a big shifting move on these days. Open yourself to receive through insight, through intuition, Pisces, through events or communications coming your way, the tool that you will need to be able to break free of that vibrational prison. So, on this Namaste, have a beautiful month of March. I'll see you next month.